This is a follow-up to the previous video in which I talked about smart recruitment strategy, wherein you use your YouTube videos to recruit subscribers to your mailing list database so that you can then market to them off the YouTube platform or generally off social media. And I just want to show an example of how I practice what I preach, and so to prove to you that I actually am preaching what I'm practicing. So this is a book I wrote. I didn't even write the book, let's be honest. But the actual thing I did was I published the book as a compilation of articles I'd written over the years, most of which were articles that I wrote to market the solutions provided by Bert Dubin. At that time, he was still functioning actively as a provider of speaker mentoring services to public speakers across the world. And I think Bert is 98 now. Every once in a while he does come to my Facebook page and he says a few things, but he's no longer offering those solutions. So the website addresses you will see in the book are no longer active. He's stopped all the work now. But the thing is, I was his sole agent marketing his solutions across Africa for several years. And before then, I had been somebody that studied his work from way back in year 2000, and he came to me. But here's what I want to really bring out. In order to market his services, I have been writing articles on a weekly basis. I call them public speaking ideas. Okay. So then at a point I realized I'd written so many articles. I felt so many people who might find the articles useful, because I used to get phone calls from people who were interested in the solution from in and out of Africa actually. And I thought it might be good, like I've done with other articles, to compile them into a book, which is what I also recommend to my clients. So I thought, okay, I think I've done enough. Let's look for the top performing articles, and I put them together into a compilation. Not surprisingly, I made sales straight away. But that's not even the issue. What I want to point out is the fact that this is an example of how you can use your writing, all right, to recruit subscribers to your mailing list, and then get responses from them that tell you exactly what they want to buy, and at some point lead some of them to actually buy. So one of the things I'm going to show you, I'm sure you've been seeing it on the screen as I've been talking. This is you have seen the 3D book cover, okay, which I designed for the book using a particular platform. And then you see the title, just to let you know what we're talking about. I'm not going to be talking about the contents of the book because it's a compilation of different articles, very, very, very useful articles, many of them based on true stories of my personal experiences, and sometimes that of somebody else who's a competent expert. But this is the cover. So just to show you that you need to go the extra mile to prepare. There's what you call, you prepare, you package, you promote, and present. You have to prepare and package your information in a manner that makes it attractive, so that those who fit your target audience profile, when they encounter your marketing message, will be drawn in. It's not just about you just writing, it's about you presenting your writing in an attractive container, let's put it that way. So it's like, again, another way you could say, describe what I'm doing is content repurposing. In other words, I'm taking the same content I've created and I'm now representing the content to my target audience in a different way, using the content of a book. And not just any book, a book that is well designed and packaged, and put in an online store for that matter, for sale. And I did sell it. But the thing was, I wasn't really keen on. You see, that's the thing. Just like I talk about the fact that you can use YouTube to recruit subscribers. So your goal is not the goal of the conventional YouTuber who is looking to raise views and number of subscribers in order to begin to earn royalty from the system, even though you have that as a long-term goal. Your immediate goal is to use that as a recruitment platform. So the articles are being used to attract, it's called response generating content. So you're trying to use it to attract people that fit your target audience profile by the things you say in your writing and the calls to action you make. So at some point you get responses. Those responses tell you that this particular write-up, this particular article seems to have the kind of content that people are looking for. So you want to probably write along the same theme. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to show you that's a book cover. You have seen all. I'm going to show you 2 pages I added to the book of emails I got from people who are readers of of that particular series of articles on public speaking, just to give you an idea of just the kind of responses I got to my content as I continue to write it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few examples of emails I got, and those were the ones that influenced the theme that I choose to write on the subject. In fact, generally it was on performance improvement, but the articles I selected for this particular book were, of course, on mainly on public speaking, okay, for business marketing. All right, so let me just run through some of the emails. Okay, so this one, you can see this is actually, okay, one of these Bodubin did, which I really admired about him. For somebody, if you look at the age difference we had, I mean, I'm 52 now, Bodubin is 98, so you can do the math. I mean, that's about 4 decades. Yet, Bob treated me with so much respect, and he really boosted my confidence, the way he encouraged me and told me what he saw in me and all of that. And so that made the relationship something in which, even as I was working with him, I was getting mentored at the same time. So anyway, so this is one of the email messages he sent in response to a newsletter I sent out. And you can say he said, two thoughts this morning. You really are a philosopher based on the depth of your perceptions in your article this morning. And then 2, you are going the extra mile and then some to promote my work. Okay, then the next one, there's a gentleman, Abel. He says, thanks so much for sending this great stuff, Master Fair. You've got a vast mind. Then there's another person who said, and if you look at the dates on these things, I mean, this Bot's email came in September 2013. Abel's email came in February 2014. This lady Helen Semichokwe's mail came in April 2014. How are you doing? I'm a subscriber to your mailing list and I would like to receive the books and resource materials. I really enjoy reading your mails and newsletters. The advice and tips are really helpful. Though I don't have a farm yet due to finance, nonetheless I follow and save them for future reference. Now take note that this lady was writing me directly. She wasn't writing in response to any particular newsletter I'd sent out, but she was writing me based on the fact that she had been reading my stuff on farm business, because I do my primary target audience are farm business owners who I encourage also to become public speakers and knowledge experts, so they can offer consulting solutions, speaking services and all that. And so she had been reading a lot of my stuff, and at a point she felt a need to reach out to me and say, oh, I want some of those your resources and all of that, and then at the same time commended me for the work I was doing in my writing. You don't even know people are reading you and appreciating what you're doing because they don't say a word. It doesn't mean they don't enjoy it. It doesn't mean they don't put great value on what you're doing. The fact that they don't say a word to you does not mean anything, and that's why I talk about silent success all the time. Not only can you get appreciated by people who do not say a word to you and are looking for, despite that fact, to receiving messages or your content every day, every week, every month. At the same time, you can also be silently making money, and people around you will not have any idea that is so. That is why I look at people who always think that the only way to succeed is a noisy way to succeed, the one that has to do with being in the entertainment industry. That's why our youths, because that's what they encounter as they're growing up very early in their lives. They see musicians, they see the artists who are actors and actresses. Those are the people they see, so they feel that the only way to really succeed in a way that will be worthwhile will be for them to also become successful in that kind of endeavor. So all of them, literally 90%, I would say, of our youth today want to be involved in entertainment. They want to be on TV, they want to be on radio, they want to be seen. They do not believe it's possible to be successful if they are not seen. They do not believe in the concept that I like to call silent success, which is what I enjoy. And it gives you privacy, it gives you peace, and it allows you to grow. The problem with noisy success, the success of social media, the success of mass media, is that it puts you in the eye of the public and it distracts you eventually. And you really have to be strong to stay focused and keep growing when you get that kind of success. So I'm sharing this set of emails because I want you to understand that the thing I'm asking you to do, the technique and the strategy I'm asking you to adopt, in which you go on a process, or you adopt this system of smart subscriber recruitment as a primary strategy, all right, is something that can enable you to get quality interaction with people that you want to sell to, because your goal is to sell. Your goal is not to get people to like you and tell you are wonderful. Your goal is to make sales. You want to make money. So if people are talking to you, that means you are having sales conversations if because of the marketing message you are sending that people are contacting you, that means you're having sales conversations. It could be email, it could be on phone, it could be WhatsApp. Doesn't matter what platform it is, so long as people are responding to the messages you are putting out there, that means you are making progress. You have to find out what did you do to get that response and do more of it. All right, let me read another one. This one says, "Dear sir," and this was in October 2014. "Dear sir, sequel to our earlier discussion, I would like to have a list of all the relevant farming and poultry book and apps. I will wish to purchase them because I believe I will gain a lot. Also, I would like to enjoy a reasonable discount. Thanks, Collins." This was the gentleman that was always speaking to me, and eventually he decided to make a purchase. And these are guys that would interact with me based on different content I was putting out over a period of years. I have people that were still on my mailing list for 5 years before they made their first purchase. So the thing is, like I said, when the purchase will happen, when the interaction will happen, the world will not know. The people on my Facebook friends list will not know I was making a sale. The guy sitting next to me will not know I just received a bank transfer. But I would be making sales, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't be announced on TVC or Channels Television. It wouldn't be announced on the blogger's website, because this is a private thing for me. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this strategy, even though it doesn't make you quote unquote popular to the larger audience, to the larger majority of society, it makes you safe financially. It makes you grow. It makes you profitable. It makes you successful in real terms. So you want to embrace this kind of strategy. Leave the issue of being popular alone. Go instead with the idea of being authentically successful. That is what you need. Because when you are like that, it means even if people think you don't have money, you will know you have money. If they think you don't have success, you will know you have success, because within you know what the quality of life you're living is like. You know that you are having engagement with real clients and are paying you real money, and good money for that matter. But the first step is for you to embrace this kind of strategy. It means you're going to embrace a lifestyle in which you kind of walk away from the noise. You forget about being noticed and forget about looking for recognition from the public. It will come. Over time, people will hear about you. I mean, if you look at me, I'm telling you, there are people who know my name. I've gotten phone calls. People say, "I was told about you. Somebody said this about you. I read something that somebody mentioned you." And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know that. But I've been places I found, and I Googled on the web, and I found I've been quoted in some articles. My work is being referenced, even in research papers, because I've been writing for more than 15 years. I have more than 5,000 articles, and those are the ones I wrote for myself, not the one I even wrote for my web marketing clients. So ultimately, in summary, my message to you is this: focus on building yourself up to be able to get the results you need. I think maybe I should end with this one. But Dubin replied me, he read my newsletter, develop the ability to monetize your ideas. And that's something I'm asking you to do, monetizing your ideas. And he said, "Inspiring, Tayo, inspiring. I love today's article. You are a light to others, at least to those who pay attention. All the best." And the truth is, even if God did not tell me, that was what I set out to do, to be a light to other people. Because I discovered that there were things I knew and that I knew how to do, that a lot of people did not know, and that I knew they would benefit them if I shared it with them. So what I did was to dig deep and begin to improve myself and my ability to communicate that information to other people. And over time, I knew they would see it and they would appreciate it. And that's how I began to make sales. So I make sales very unconventionally. I make money very unconventionally, and I do it very silently, and people do not know better, except I tell them. Now, since I don't come to you to ask you to give me anything for free, and every time you see me I pay for what I need to pay for, that should tell you a lot, shouldn't it? So I think ultimately that's what I would like to end this with. Understand that if you want authentic success, this strategy will help you. The strategy in which you focus on adding value to your target audience using low to zero cost techniques like the ones I just described here. All right, and you aim to always build up your mailing list database, add more phone numbers, add more email addresses and names to your mailing list database, and then continue to send out useful information and education to that group of people. Over time, you will build trust, and those people will eventually turn around and say, "You know what, I'd like to buy what you're selling." If you have any questions about how to make use of the ideas I've shared here, please reach out to me using the contact details on the screen. I wish you well.